You were never ordinary, even in the quiet moments of your life. God was writing a story far bigger than anything you imagined. There were times you felt unseen, times you believed you were too flawed, too late, too small, but heaven never saw you that way. You have always been chosen. Not by accident, not as a backup plan. Chosen by a God who doesn't make mistakes. You are not just passing through this world to survive. You are here to shine, to reflect the heart of the one who called you by name before you even drew your first breath. Before you knew who you were, God saw greatness in you. Not the kind of greatness the world chases, but the kind that moves mountains with quiet faith. The kind that lifts others with gentle strength. The kind that says yes to the call, even when the road is unknown. And you, beloved, were made for that road. God doesn't look for perfection. He looks for willingness. He chose shepherds and servants. He chose the least likely. He chose the ones who had nothing to offer but a yes. And He chooses you, right now, right here, not when you're stronger, not when you're more qualified, but in this very moment. Because what He placed inside of you was never about your own ability. It was about His presence working through you. You were created with purpose. You were formed with vision. You were set apart not just to exist, but to influence, to impact, to carry light into darkness. There's more to your story than the chapter you're in. More to your future than what you can see. More to your calling than what you believe about yourself. God is not finished, and the greater things He's prepared for you are still ahead. Your past doesn't disqualify you. Your pain doesn't exclude you. Your doubt doesn't cancel your destiny. You are chosen, you are called, and you are deeply loved. This is not the end of your potential. This is only the beginning. Let that truth settle into your spirit as the night grows quiet. Let it sink into the places where fear once lived. You are chosen, and God's not changing His mind. You may not see it yet, but something holy has already begun. In the small steps, in the quiet prayers, in the moments no one else applauds. God sees it all, and He's using it to shape you for something greater. Greater doesn't always look like louder. Greater often begins in the secret place. In the long nights of waiting. In the battles fought in silence. In the unseen obedience that feels like no one notices. But heaven notices. Heaven rejoices when you keep walking when it would be easier to give up. When you choose truth over comfort. When you say yes to love instead of bitterness. You are not overlooked in your process. You are not invisible in your faithfulness. You are being prepared. Every delay is developing something deeper in you. Every challenge is building endurance. Every hidden season is stretching your roots down into truth. And one day, what God planted in secret will bloom in full view. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to carry something different. A peace that surpasses understanding. A joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. A hope that refuses to quit. And that is what makes you dangerous to the darkness. Because you carry light. You carry purpose. You carry the Spirit of the living God. So don't shrink back now. Don't settle for small thinking. Don't believe the lie that says this is all there is. The God who called you is faithful. He's not asking you to figure it all out. He's asking you to keep showing up. To stay close. To let Him lead. And when the time is right, He will open doors no man can shut. He will position you in places you never thought possible. Not because you forced it, but because you trusted Him in the quiet. If these words have reminded you of who you really are, chosen, called, beloved, then take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Someone else needs this truth. And you might be the voice that brings them hope. God doesn't choose based on ability. He chooses based on availability. And your willingness to believe Him is what unlocks the greater things He's prepared for you. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to say yes. even in the trembling, even in the unknown, because He's not looking for perfect vessels. He's looking for surrendered hearts. And He found one in you. So walk forward, even if it's slow. You are chosen. You are ready. And the story He's writing through you is far from over. There are days when you forget. When your reflection doesn't remind you of someone chosen. When your circumstances speak louder than your calling. But even then, especially then, God whispers, I still choose you, not because you're flawless, but because He's faithful, not because you're always strong, but because He delights in making strength rise from weakness. You were never meant to do this alone. You were never meant to carry the calling without the one who called you. He walks with you, He strengthens you, and He never questions His decision to place purpose inside your life. It may take time to see it. The seeds of greatness don't sprout overnight. But they are there, planted deep in the soil of surrender, watered by every unseen yes, fed by every quiet moment of trust. And one day, they will bloom, not for applause, not for validation, but for the glory of the one who never gave up on you. You are chosen to love when it's hard, to serve when it costs, to believe when it's easier to doubt, to hope when others quit. Because there is something different in you, something heaven-breathed, something earth-shaking, and the world needs what you carry. You were not born at the wrong time. You are not in the wrong place. You are exactly where you need to be for the next part of your story to unfold. So let go of the need to compare. Let go of the voice that says you're behind. You are not behind in the plans of God. You are being prepared, formed, purified, strengthened, for greater things. And when those things begin to unfold, you will not be surprised by the doors that open, because you've been faithful in the hallway. You stayed the course when no one else was watching. And that is where trust is built. That is where intimacy with God is formed. You are not missing your moment. You are being made ready for it. And when it comes, you won't need to strive. You will simply step into it. Because it was made for you. And you were made for it. This is your inheritance. Not struggle without purpose, but calling that rises from the ashes. You were chosen, and you are being equipped for greater things. Even now, maybe you've heard it before, that you were born for more. That you were created on purpose, with purpose, but it always felt distant. Like a beautiful phrase that wasn't meant for you. But it is. It always was. You are not an afterthought. You are not extra. You are not here by mistake. You are chosen. Chosen to rise above the noise. Chosen to walk in peace while the world rushes. Chosen to speak truth in love when silence feels safer. Chosen to bring heaven close to earth through your life. There is something in you that carries eternity. And the battles you faced were never about your past, they were always about your future. The enemy wouldn't fight so hard against someone without purpose. He attacks what threatens him. And your obedience threatens darkness. Your yes, even when it costs you, breaks chains for others. Your story, even with its wounds, speaks freedom. Your presence, anchored in Christ, carries power. So stop disqualifying yourself because of what you lack. God isn't waiting for you to become someone else. He's waiting for you to believe who He already says you are. You are His. And He doesn't make mistakes. You are chosen for greater things, not one day, but now. It may not look like stages or platforms. It may look like quiet faithfulness. Like showing up for people when no one else does. Like forgiving when it would be easier to resent. Like building when it feels like no one notices. But heaven sees. And heaven smiles. Because the kingdom isn't built on fame. It's built on faith. And your faith is moving things you cannot see. So keep going, keep trusting, keep saying yes, even if your voice shakes, even if you feel small. Because God isn't looking for the qualified. He qualifies the willing. And you are willing. That's why you're still here. Still believing. Still rising. Still moving forward when you don't have all the answers. You don't need them. You only need Him. And He is with you. Always. God's plan for your life isn't fragile. It doesn't fall apart when you fail. It doesn't unravel when you have doubts. It's built on the unshakable foundation of His grace. And grace doesn't keep score. It keeps reaching. It meets you in the middle of your questions. It lifts you when you feel buried under shame. It reminds you that the call still stands. Even when you've fallen, even when you've paused, even when you've run, He calls you back, not with condemnation, but with compassion, because He remembers what He placed inside of you. And He still wants to bring it to life. You were made to build, to heal, to speak, to sing, to encourage, to lead, to serve, to create beauty from ashes. You were made for greater things, not in pride, but in purpose, not for your glory, but for His. And every moment you say yes, even when it's hard, you step closer to the fullness of that purpose. You may not feel ready. Moses didn't either, neither did Esther, neither did Mary, but they chose to trust the one who called them. And their stories changed the world. So will yours. It already is. In small ways. In quiet rooms. In secret sacrifices. God sees it all, and He is multiplying what you've given. Nothing surrendered is ever wasted. Nothing offered in love is ever overlooked. He uses it all, even the broken pieces. Especially the broken pieces. Because those are the ones that shine His glory the most. This is what you were made for. Not ease. But eternal impact. Not fame, but fruit. And the fruit of your life will last. Because it's planted in obedience. Watered by trust. And grown in the soil of surrender. You are chosen. You are ready. You are walking into something greater. Not because you have it all together, but because you've placed it all in His hands. And that is where miracles begin. It's easy to look around and feel behind. To scroll past highlights and wonder why your life feels hidden. To watch others step into their calling while you wait in quiet preparation. But remember, Jesus spent 30 years in obscurity for a ministry that lasted 3. Purpose doesn't always rush. It deepens. It matures. It waits until the roots are strong enough to carry the weight of glory. And that's what's happening in you. God isn't delaying you to punish you. He's preparing you to sustain what's coming. Because you weren't chosen for shallow things. You were chosen for depth. For lasting impact. For eternal fruit. So don't despise the hidden years. Don't rush the process. Don't wish away the days that feel small. They are building something unshakable. And when God says it's time, no one will be able to stop what He's set in motion. Not fear, not failure, not delay, not doubt. He will bring it to pass. And you will walk in it, not with striving, but with grace, not with insecurity, but with confidence born in the fire. Because you didn't get here by luck. You got here by saying yes when it was hard. You got here by trusting when you couldn't see. You got here by showing up when no one clapped. And heaven saw it all. The applause of men may be loud, but the approval of God is eternal. And you have it. So lift your head. Straighten your shoulders. You were chosen for greater things. And the time is coming. Soon, the doors will open. And you will be ready. Not because you rehearsed your performance, but because you built your life on His presence. And His presence will always lead you to more than you imagined. Stay faithful. He's not finished yet. Greater doesn't always come with a sign. Sometimes, it begins with a whisper. A stirring in your spirit that won't go away. A burden for something you can't explain. A holy discontent that refuses to let you settle. That's how God leads those He has chosen. He speaks in the quiet. He confirms in the stillness. And then He moves in ways that only He can. You won't have to knock every door down. He'll open the ones that belong to you. And when He does, you'll walk through them with peace, not fear. Because the journey you've walked to get there prepared you for what's next. You've been refined, tested, softened, strengthened. You've learned how to lean on Him. And that's the secret to lasting impact, not talent, but trust, not charisma, but character, not popularity, but presence. And you carry that presence now. You carry the evidence of someone who has been with God. It shows in the way you speak hope, in the way you serve with humility, in the way you love without needing credit. That's the fruit of the chosen. They don't need to convince anyone. They just show up with light. And darkness cannot argue with light. So keep shining, even when it's unnoticed, even when it's uncelebrated, even when it feels small. You are planting seeds heaven will water. And the harvest will be greater than you imagine. This is not hype. This is holy. This is the kind of greatness that endures. The kind that changes lives. The kind that reflects the one who called you. So don't measure your impact by what you can see. Measure it by your obedience. And let God handle the rest. You are chosen for greater things. And those greater things, they begin with faith. And you already have that. Even if it's mustard seed small. It's enough. Because He is enough. You've been set apart. Not in pride, but in purpose. Not to stand above, but to walk with. To lift the weary. To bind up the broken. To shine in places where hope feels lost. This is the calling of the chosen. Not to be known, but to make Him known. And you are doing that. Every time you choose integrity over convenience. Every time you say no to what's easy and yes to what's eternal. Every time you love without conditions. You're living out the call. The world may not see it, but heaven does. And God is pleased. You don't have to go viral to make impact. You don't have to be famous to be faithful. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. The Spirit in you is enough. And He's moving in quiet ways. In the hearts you've touched without knowing. In the prayers you've whispered over strangers. In the kindness you've shown when no one said thank you. These are the seeds of greater things. This is the soil of legacy. And one day, it will bloom. You'll look back and realize, nothing was wasted. Not the waiting, not the weeping, not the wondering if your life really mattered. It did, it does, it always will, because you are chosen, and chosen ones don't need to chase what God already planned. They walk, they trust, they rest in the assurance that the God who called them is still guiding them. And He is guiding you through the wilderness, through the wilderness, through the wandering, through the doors that open, through the ones that close. He is not done, He is only beginning. So don't give up now. Don't doubt the voice that whispered, you were made for more. You were, and the more is coming. Just stay close, stay faithful, stay ready. Greater is on the way. And so is He. You may never fully see the impact you've made. But heaven sees it all. Every act of obedience, every tear you offered as worship, every no that protected your yes. God sees the full story. And He calls it beautiful. You are not defined by what didn't happen. You are not forgotten because it's taking time. You are being shaped by the waiting, strengthened by the silence, anchored in the unseen. And when it's time, the fruit will speak for itself. God is not in a hurry. He is in the details. He is in your daily yes. He is in the unseen moments of choosing love over fear. And those choices are changing everything. You may feel small, but your obedience is shaking foundations. You may feel quiet, but your prayers are thundering in the heavens. You may feel overlooked, but you are chosen. Chosen not just for something, but for someone. For His glory, for His kingdom, for His heart. And He trusts you with that. not because you've earned it, but because He loves you. And love qualifies what performance never can. So stop second-guessing your steps. Stop questioning your voice. Stop wondering if you're really enough. You are more than enough. Because He is in you. And He is always more than enough. Let that be your confidence. Not the applause. Not the outcome. But the presence of God that walks with you. He walks with the chosen. And you are one of them. So breathe. The weight is not yours to carry alone. The outcome is not your responsibility. The yes is. And you've already said it. So keep going. There's more ahead. And it is greater than you imagined. There will be days when you feel tired. Not just in body, but in soul. When the call feels heavy. When the future feels uncertain. When you wonder if your yes really mattered. It does. It always has. Because you are chosen. And God's purpose doesn't depend on your feelings. It depends on His faithfulness. And He is always faithful. Even when you're tired. Even when you question. Even when you feel like you're walking in circles. He is still leading. Still building. Still writing a story you'll one day look back on and see the thread of His hand in every page. So don't stop now. Rest. Yes. But don't give up. You've come too far. And you're closer than you know. The breakthrough is coming. The greater things you've sensed in your spirit, they are real. And they are waiting. Prepared in advance. Because you were created for them. Formed for them. Anointed for them. And you will walk in them. With grace. With joy. With humility. Because you'll remember who brought you there. You'll remember the nights you prayed for this. The days you fought for this. The moments you almost quit. But didn't. And you'll lift your hands. Not in pride, but in praise. Because it was always Him. Always His strength. Always His timing. Always His love. So trust Him. Trust the slow days. Trust the silent seasons. Trust the whispered promises that won't let you go. They were planted for a reason. And they will bloom. Because He said so. And He always finishes what He starts. Especially in the hearts of those He has chosen. And that means you. You've been through enough to doubt it. You've walked through shadows, disappointments, delays. You've questioned the timing. Questioned your worth. Questioned if you heard Him right. But through every valley, through every pause, through every hidden place, His voice never changed. You are chosen. And chosen ones are not forgotten. They are formed in the fire. They are refined through the waiting. They are prepared in the dark so they can shine in the light. That's what He's been doing in you all along. You thought you were delayed. But you were being developed. You thought you were overlooked. But heaven was investing deeply in you. He's been working all things for your good. Even the things that broke you. Even the ones you didn't ask for. Because the call on your life is not small. And small foundations cannot carry great things. So He's been digging deep. Making space. Building a root system strong enough to sustain the future He's already seen. You are chosen for greater things. Not just to do. But to become. To become more like Him. To carry His compassion. To walk in His authority. To reflect His nature in a world that's forgotten what love looks like. And it starts here. Not in what you do. But in who you are. Chosen. Beloved. Set apart. Not because of what you offer. But because of what He offered for you. He gave everything to make a way for you. And now, He asks you to trust Him. To believe again. To step forward with open hands. To say yes to the assignment. Even if it's bigger than what you feel ready for. Especially then. Because you were never meant to rely on your own strength. You were meant to lean. To follow. To walk in step with the one who sees what's ahead. And what's ahead is good. Not without battles, but full of victory. Not without stretching, but full of purpose. Not without sacrifice, but full of eternal reward. So let the fear fall. Let the shame lift. Let the lies fade, and rise. Chosen one, rise. The world needs what you carry. The time is now, not someday, not when you feel more prepared. Now, because your story matters, your voice matters, your faithfulness matters. It's not too late, you're not too far behind. You're exactly where you need to be for Him to show up and show off through your life. So lift your eyes, open your heart, and step into the greater things. They've been waiting for you, and He's been waiting to lead you there. This is your moment, this is your season, and He is with you. Always. This is more than motivation. This is identity. This is truth woven into the core of who you are. When God says you're chosen, He doesn't mean selected among the perfect. He means seen among the broken and still called by name. That's what makes it grace. That's what makes it powerful. That's what makes it unstoppable. You don't have to fight to be seen. You already are. You don't have to strive to matter. You already do. You don't have to become someone else to fulfill your purpose. You just have to stay surrendered. Because greater things aren't about status. They're about service. They're not about titles. They're about testimony. They're not about being noticed. They're about being faithful when no one's watching. And you've done that so many times. You've prayed in silence. You've held on to promises others forgot. You've forgiven what tried to poison you. You've worshipped when it hurt. And all of it matters. All of it has weight. All of it is building something eternal. Heaven knows your name. Heaven knows your obedience. Heaven knows you are chosen. And what's ahead of you is not random. It's a divine appointment. It's a fulfillment of every quiet yes. Every patient wait. Every broken hallelujah. So keep walking. Keep trusting, keep becoming, because what's inside of you is greater than what you've seen. And the one who called you is not done yet. Not even close. He doesn't just call the strong. He makes strong those He calls. And you, beloved, are stronger than you know. Because you've walked through what should have broken you, and you're still here. Still believing, still hoping, still open to the call. That's not weakness. That's a warrior spirit. That's evidence of grace. And that's what God uses. Not perfection, but perseverance. Not power, but presence. He fills those who admit their need. And He's filling you now. With courage, with vision, with clarity, with fresh oil to keep moving forward. You're not just surviving, you're sowing. You're not just showing up, you're shifting atmospheres with your obedience. You're not just holding on, you're holding ground for the next season. So don't measure your value by what you see. Measure it by what God says. And He says you are chosen. For greater love. For greater healing. For greater impact. For such a time as this. So step up. Step out. Step forward. This is your hour. And you are ready. Because He is with you. And He is always enough. And when the greater things come, you'll look back and remember. You'll remember the nights you almost gave up. The days you felt small. The moments you wondered if any of it mattered. And you'll hear His voice again. As clear as it was from the start. I chose you. I was with you. I never left. And I never will. So keep going. Chosen one. Keep dreaming. Keep building. Keep believing. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are exactly where grace is growing. Exactly where purpose is unfolding. Exactly where greater things begin. And they begin now. With you. With Him. Together. Let tonight be the moment you finally believe it. Let the old lies fall. Let the old fears go quiet. Let the doubt be silenced. Because truth has entered the room. And it speaks your name. Chosen. Loved. Called. Anointed. Set apart. And ready. You are chosen for greater things. Not someday. Now. And God will be faithful to finish what He started in you. He always is. He always will be. That's His promise. And that's your purpose. So breathe it in, and walk it out. One step, one yes, one miracle at a time. There's no going back to who you were before you knew you were chosen. There's only forward, only deeper, only more of Him working through more of you. And what's ahead is not just for your blessing, it's for others. Your story is a bridge. Your healing is a map. Your courage is a spark. And your yes is opening doors for people you haven't even met yet. So don't stop. Don't shrink. Don't settle. Greater is already here. And greater is still coming. You are chosen for more than you ever thought possible. And it starts with trust. It starts with today. Let's begin again, together. With purpose. With peace. With the one who never lets go. You are chosen. You are ready. And you are not alone. Let the world say what it wants. Let fear rise and fall. Let seasons shift. You are anchored. You are steady. You are chosen. And nothing can change that. This identity isn't based on mood. It isn't based on outcome. It's based on the unchanging love of a faithful God. So as you rest tonight, let it echo in your heart. I am chosen. I am called. I am not alone. And tomorrow is another step into something greater. Because the best is not behind me. It's ahead. And I am ready. No more looking back in regret. No more questioning your worth. No more rehearsing the reasons you're not enough. God already decided. You are. So rest in that. Rise in that. Speak from that place. Live from that truth. You are chosen. You are becoming. And you are walking into greater things with every faithful step. He is with you. He is for you. And He is not finished. Greater is your portion. And you were made for it. This is not the end. This is not the peak. This is not the full picture. This is just the beginning. You are still unfolding. Still rising. Still discovering the depths of what it means to be chosen. And you haven't seen the half of it yet. So go. Go boldly, go softly, go faithfully, but go. The greater things await, and your story is already a miracle in motion. He who began the good work in you will complete it. Not halfway, not rushed, but fully, with joy, with beauty, with glory. So hold your head high. This is who you are. Chosen, loved, led by God, and destined for greater things. You don't have to strive for this. You don't have to earn it. You only need to believe it. Receive it. Live from it. You are chosen, and the world is waiting for what you carry. So let the light shine. Let the truth rise, and let your life be the evidence. God has chosen you for greater things. So rest tonight, not in what you've done, but in who you are. Rest in the truth that before you ever moved, He called you. Before you ever spoke, He chose you. Before you ever tried, He loved you, and He still does, now and always. You are chosen, and greater things are already in motion. Nothing about your story is wasted. Nothing about your past disqualifies you. Every page has purpose. Every step has value. And every yes is still echoing in eternity. So keep going, chosen one. Greater is your inheritance. And God walks with you in all of it. Tonight and forever. The fire didn't burn you. It refined you. The waiting didn't waste you. It readied you. The silence didn't punish you. It planted you. Now you are rising, rooted, ready, and more chosen than ever before. Go, walk into the greater things. They are yours. Heaven rejoices over your yes. Even the quiet ones. Even the trembling ones. Because they matter. Because you matter. You were chosen. You are chosen. And nothing can separate you from that truth. It is sealed. It is yours. Now and forever. So breathe deep. Stand tall. Rest well. You are chosen. You are seen. You are loved. And greater things are just ahead. This is your time. And He is with you. Let this be the moment it sinks in. Not because it's new, but because now you're ready to believe it. You were chosen. You were always chosen. And you always will be. Let every breath remind you. Let every step reflect it. Let every doubt dissolve in the truth. God chose you. And that changes everything. He saw you. He wanted you. He called you. He still does. You are chosen. Now walk in it. Live from it. Rest in it. And never forget who you belong to. This is the truth you carry. This is the foundation you build on. You are chosen. You are sent. And you are never alone.